Hey everybody, hope you're doing okay. I figured I'd do a quick narration over this. This is Bruce, my buddy Bruce in Tennessee. This is not a video, this is fast frame camera, which is basically put together like a video. Here I slow it down. It's an amazing thing. You can see them in the woods behind. This is a little pond, and you can see them in the back. I won't even point them out. You can, at one point, you can literally see his arms. This is part of what happens out there. I have seen this with my own eyes. I was actually live with Callie, if some of you guys remember, and I saw this out of my eye. I literally watched this go by. They can move this fast. Some can. So here he comes slow. Fast frames. Remember, you don't understand this earth. Like, none of us do. About time, speed, what is reality and what is not. Sarah, you're so awesome. Sarah's been our newest member to our timestamp crew, and she is just doing an outstanding job. So Sarah, thank you so much. And of course, that the same things goes to Carlos and Gail and Terry and everybody, Chris, all the Chris Kramer, all the Chris's. And I just really, really want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the time that you spend on the videos. It means everything. Another one from Sarah, CDX. Yes. Unbelievable. Can you believe I figured that out? There it is. That's an X you won't be able to see. It's on their side. Look at the guy on the right. You can see his teeth, everything. Don't use your common sense. Oh, he looks mean. He might look it, but he's not. Okay? Stop using what we were taught. There's a guy back there. I just wanted to show you in front of the statue. That blatant right there. That's a really good one. I hope everybody is well. I just go in. By popular request, believe it or not, people just want to see this area, so I just wanted to show you a couple of these pictures, and I just put in, like, in no particular order, random driving and zooming and, you know, from here, things like that. So enjoy. It's just some sightseeing, really, and you might get a couple timestamps. Over and out.
Expecting much. I'm just trying to take in a look. This is all they do. This is all they need. See how those rocks are up like that? That's what they do. They make these caves. They make domes. There's no way there's like 30 or 40 domes exactly like that right through here. Like where they're built and there's an inside, like a shed made out of boulders. And that's not a mistake. That's why I want to go up and over there. Let me explain. This is my spot here. That's the main, to me, there is no replacement for that hill, okay, and what I have found there. The things that are there are simply unbelievable. I think I have to go back there because it's just too good. There's the big boulder with the fake fireplace. That boulder's so big that you just can't tell on the camera until you get over there. I see something that's been new and broken. Hold on. Wait. So what I'm thinking is, it's all this. You guys, you can't tell by looking at the mountain. It flattens out everywhere in there and goes into these hidden places. Like you could hide 1,000 people on that hill and not see one person. It's just, I get blown away in there every time. There's no way to understand it till you're actually in there. Hopefully from the camera today you'll get an idea. So let's go take a look. I got to go back to my spot. I just got to. It's just where I need to be here. I'm almost 100% on that. Yeah, I could go find unbelievable things up here. In fact, I wouldn't mind doing some zooms up here at some point. Here, you know what? Let's do that right now. They've got to be like, look, he's back. Because there's amazing faces and boulders, like newly carved boulders over here and things like that. But I just want to go where I'm. The reason I'm repeating, I always go back to the same area. I mean, I do walk through here as well, and I may work my way over there. Is because so much happens over there, and I believe that it's right where there's petroglyphs in there. You know, it's right where they're protecting that mountain right there. You can see it. I mean, look at that. Go through the tint. That's something special right there. Where's the doors? I have 2 doors that I found right there. I call them the doors. Look at that. I've seen the exact same thing, by the way. That's the entrance to a kingdom Some guy was like, I remember when I said that, some new guy was like, oh, this guy's crazy. You know, that's how simple they are. Really, I'm crazy? With what knowledge are you basing that on? That's what I want to know. I want to know what knowledge you have that you know what I'm saying isn't true. You don't. You have a brain that learned, the only thing it knows is what it learned on Netflix. It's amazing to me. These incredible special places. I can't slow down too much, but look how pretty some of that rock is. In fact, I could die because I'm here. I was just in the other lane. I was like this while I was zooming. And tractor trailers come to, look, as I speak, here comes, well, it's almost a tractor trailer. They come down here going like 80. Just want to give an extra special thanks to Tom and Gail and Bruce for helping me get here today. Bruce really came through today for me. I didn't ask, he just shows up like an angel and has really helped me because I have to stay out here when I get here, and it's a trip. I'm not really a let's pull over. I'm not really a traveler, you know, like I'm not big into traveling because I've done it all. I was an adventure motorcycle rider. I grew up flying to different places. Like, I'm totally good with it. I could never travel again. But in this, I found some unique places, and I think it's really important. Before I talk, let's just see if there's anything going on. I found some really good spots, you guys, that I want to zoom on when I get back. They're right here. What is that? Awfully dark. What in the heck is that, you guys? You're telling me in front of that cave there's two white poles that come down next to it and an alien leaning over a parallel built situation? Oh my God, that's them right there. It has to be. His arm is even turned like it would be with ours. Like he's leaning on it. Where is that? All right, hold on. I put down every window but because I can't look. Hold on a second. There we go. Sorry. I couldn't find it. I don't want to take my eyes off. Right there. If it's them, I won't wait too long. Oh yeah, look at that, you guys. Look at the rock. I know it's not the same exact zoom. I can't find that yet. Ooh, this is nothing either. Oh, I'm getting noises there? Are you kidding me? How am I getting a noise outside the window? Remember, they'll just freeze. He's not going to give you the evidence he needs. They're twice as smart as you are when it comes to this, okay? Don't use your common sense. Bruce, I just got off the phone with you and I'm doing this. You look at the rock shifted in front of the cave. Holy spot and a half. You guys, I've figured out, I did it, that they're more there than anywhere. Look at that. I'm not going to sit here and be disrespectful. Just enough to where we can see them. Remember, you're not supposed to understand. Do not fit it into your logic. If I got to keep saying this, I don't know what I'm going to do. Wow, they're pretty amazing that there's some kind of animal on a winter day making noise right there. I can't tell what it is. You guys, look how special this is. Look at this. There's aliens everywhere. Another one right there. You're telling me on that ledge there just happens to be something that's pareidolia that looks like an alien? Do me a favor. Film, like, I mean, this is just like, I'm just doing sightseeing. I'm out here all by myself. It's amazing. And are they here? Oh my God, you gotta see this. The rock stackings are out of control. I would tell you where I am right now, but I don't even know. I'm like on the way to Meeker. If you guys know where Meeker is? I doubt it. They're everywhere right here. This is their world. You see? We're the humans. We have nothing except this. They have everything. Why is it so hard for people's simple little brains to believe this? I don't understand people. That's what I understand all this. I don't understand you. So I'm moving, right? I had to slow down. Now I'm down to 71, but I was going like 85. You don't even feel like you're going. I mean, you don't feel like you're speeding. You know you're moving along nice, but you know, in this thing, it's so comfortable. There's hardly anyone up here. And then there he comes. Right there. He must have been doing at least 100. Sheriff in a pickup truck. Just right by me. You could just feel, I'm going 85, he's going 90 at least. You could just feel that you know, that gap close between us as he went by. The guy couldn't have cared less, didn't even look at me. That's what I love about here. Because out here, they can care less because they know you're just like, you know, probably live down the street somewhere and not trying to cause trouble for the world. This is an example of how we have destroyed everything. Why you have so many rules, you can barely leave your house without thinking about all of what you have to do. Put your seatbelt on, do this, do that, can't put your mask on, do this, can't do that, can't talk like this, can't smoke, can't do this, can't do that. Why can't you do any of it? Because someone before you has already destroyed that privilege. And I'm not talking about necessarily smoking in a public place. I mean, I think those days were cool too. Honestly, it's because you were free, you know? And I felt like if people didn't breathe the smoke, then don't go out. You know, like a smoking session to me was kind of stupid because what's the difference? I'm old enough to remember smoking on a plane when I was like 15 and 16. They were still smoking on planes. Crazy. I'm just talking about everything. You're treated as a child and feel not trusted because someone before you betrayed that trust. The simplest things sometimes. Like, I don't know if you can see the tracks in the snow, but you know, it's just it's an amazing thing to know what was there before. I'm not even talking about this subject. I think they can trick us with that. I'll explain that to you. It all comes with their advanced knowledge, like anti-gravity. It's all tech. It's all very simple things. It's just really hard for your brain to believe it. But once you get over that hump, you realize how everything they do there's nothing complicated. It's simply just knowledge we're not aware of yet. And maybe, I'm sure some of us are. When I say we, I mean us common people. Us, 7 billion common folk. There's always been the elite. They've always known the secrets. It's never changed. It's always been in place. We're just realizing it now because we're all connected with social media and technologies of our own. Nothing's changed. It's always been corrupt. Why? Why do certain people know the secrets of the earth, and why do those certain people all seem to have billions of dollars? Why? Because the information they receive is not from good. People sell out. God, the Bible says He will never tell you anything. You're never going to get any information from heaven. Let's put it that way. Once you die, that's it. Your grandmother's not coming back to say hello. Nothing's happening like that. It's all in your imagination and you're one. It's not reality. Okay? The Bible says it. Okay? So anything that like I've said this in Pennsylvania, I believe anything. Your stories are all legit. It's just that you're confused somehow, okay? Or you were being tricked by something evil. There's evil entities out there that'll fool with you. Now remember, evil doesn't always have to be evil. You know, it's more like devious. Like he's like, hey, watch, I'm going to make this girl think she's seeing her grandmother. It's not necessarily like, you know, on fire flames every time. Evil works in mysterious ways as well. there's something about human free will. That's why, you know, both good and evil will work on you a little bit. It's ultimately up to you, I believe. Am I telling you something factual? Sort of. Sort of. After you see my video, if you want to come back, you'll understand. Because I plan on something happening. I think it's because I did this last time. Maybe not last time, I can't remember, but one of the times I came here, I was showing you this town of Meeker. And there was someone that actually was from here. I was like, nah, no one will know where this is. And somebody writes me like, Mark, I used to live there. I was like, oh my God. Because if you're from Meeker, man, wow. What a beautiful, amazing, just unknown, in the middle of nowhere, functioning town. And with beautiful, beautiful views. Like Emmanuel Baptist Church. It's like a steel building. I love it. That's what church should be in. You don't need to build a $50 billion church. That's ridiculous. You could have fed the half a country with that money. But my sister goes to literally, it's like $100 million church. I got a cop up here. Hold on a second. Just make sure I'm going the right speed limit here. I'm going to talk like this because I was just talking to my friend Bruce. Oh yeah, there's two cops right there. See them? State troopers. These guys are cool. But otherwise, I mean, like the local town cops are always cool. As long as you're okay, like they're nothing but nice and kind and courteous and good cops. Like they're nothing like what you see on TV happening like in cities. I think what happens there, yeah, you got some bad apples, but you also have some good cops that have been hardened over time by just complete psychopaths. And after a while, you know, you get sick of it. You just can't believe with what you're dealing with. And unfortunately, just like in our relationships, you know, one day, you know, the cop is facing, you know, someone that did not deserve to get what he got. That's part of being a good cop. You know, you have to control those emotions. But unfortunately, those are human emotions. And every one of us is that way. We're all at different levels, but we can only take so much of one thing before we snap. And I think that's what you're seeing in a lot of these videos and one-time circumstances where, you know, the guy's not even mad at the person that he's taking it out on. It was the last 1,000 guys that he was really mad at. You know what I mean? I think that's road rage too. So Meeker, look, sporting goods, that's pretty cool. It's sporting goods and hardware. And you got Sinclair, I thought it said Sun. And that's it. Look at Meeker, it's out here, you guys, in the middle of nowhere. Like at some point, someone was on a horse and was like, hey, let's just live here. That's what happened. That's what happened to every town you've ever seen. Basically, more or less. I mean, there's some bigger explanations for the cities and stuff like that. But I mean, for places like this, it started with couple guys on a horse. Maybe one family on a horseback. That was it. Yeah, see, that's along that river. And those mountains back there are so vast and so big and so unique. It's where all those petroglyphs are. The Indians were on. They used to like get off their canoes and draw incredible, beautiful pictures. If I haven't said it already, Google Dinosaur National Monument. Oh Lord! Oh no! Also, what is it called? Oh my God! Something of Lador. The Gates of Lador, and which is right next to Dinosaur National Monument. But the petroglyphs in there is just crazy. Beautiful. I mean, you want to talk about a special place to go? Any of you guys that want to go camping, let me know. You know, I'll give you that place. This is, you know, this is a place where, you know, you got to earn it. You got to get it. It's easy driving though. There's never anyone in front of you. You can just chill. Like, I'm kind of a speeder, and then sometimes, like, I'm on the way home now. I've been filming. I'm just cruising. I had the cruise control on. I want to know everything, every inch. Why not? That's what, you know, it's what I do now. I don't ignore anything, ever. In fact, I used to just listen to music. I can't do that anymore. Like, second music comes on, something happens or comes to me. And I want to turn the camera on. You don't see most of it. Most of it, just I hear myself and I delete it. Probably some good clips, I'll have to admit, but I can't help it. You know, I'm not a vlogger. Look at those plains. That's all historical Indian plains. Look at that. I I say that, there's 2 crows flying in the shot. 3. Look at that. Even cooler. Look way behind. Tough to hold going 55. This is for sight and for, you never know what could be in the picture. Alex is good at finding stuff like that. I found a good UFO the other day, a real one. In the video I took on the way up here. Look at that. You guys remember where we live? I know when you start seeing buildings too much, it's really easy to get caught up and just not remember where we are. I get a kick out of this. I gotta zoom out a second. I've almost gone down to here. Because it's just so bizarre how it was just left. Like, that's someone's property, obviously, right? And the doors are just open. I just find it to be, I don't care. I'm not trying to get timestamps. People are going to be like, they're in there. I'm like, if they're in there, that's great. I'm not, it's someone's house. I'm not dealing with it. That river's everywhere over there is special on that river. Where they draw on the walls and stuff. I'm doing the best I can. It's, you know, you guys know how hard it is to keep a camera steady. You gotta see this. I can't really stop. I got a 4-hour drive. I forgot. There's a new way home. I'm gonna see how long it takes me. I can bypass the place I stay. It's faster to get here. Nothing like, I love being where no one else can be until you break down. Which hasn't happened in 5 years. Thanks to this trustworthy GM vehicle. It still drives like it's brand new, this thing. I'm just saying that so it doesn't break down. I'm willing to believe that somehow your car does hear that. Dear me. You should see him in the shot. And I got this to my left. I'll sightsee. I might put some, I might even do some for Patreon. Like, you would, I can do secret, footage of Patreon too, when we get that, but I don't need to tempt people. I don't want it to be like, hey, if you want to see the secret footage, go to Patreon. I don't need that. I don't want people just showing up. I want people that have a passion, are into this. It's like I was talking to Bruce the other day, on the way up here in Tennessee, and he's such a cool dude. We got to finish our conversation. And I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, and he, because he just gets it. He's had his own. He didn't really need me. I guess he says I did help a lot, but I guess he had already had his intuition. He had known things before me, and then because of his property, Tennessee, you guys know, is really good, and it's different. It's every state is different because I think mostly the environment is slightly different. And then, they can have different personalities. Remember, we're not dealing with deer. We're dealing with a billion different personalities, just like us. Most of us are the same. The same general. That's the way they want us to be. How are you? Good. How are you? Nice to meet you. Oh. How's Jim? Good. Good. He's doing great. All the bullshit. And it's but that's, that makes you feel good and you go away, and that's what they want. That's probably what most of them are like. But you do have, I think, they have different personalities than us, depending on what being you're talking about. just want you guys to see some of these. Like, here's the first house right there. Besides those, there's a farm or two before that. That's it. Look at this. So you just know, like, this family's been there forever by all this stuff. I mean, there is farm parts in there from like the 1800s. What do you want to bet? That's how long that family's owned that. They probably knew his family probably knew the Indians, probably would trade with Indians. Because they were here, you gotta look it up in Irish. Look up Irish Canyon Indians, and it'll tell you, or like Dinosaur National Monument Indians. It'll tell you Yampa River. It's the Yampa. That is amazing. You go up that thing, man. You could see petroglyphs like right off the side. The most beautiful mountains, the most breathtaking mountains you'll ever see. But you got to be kind of an outdoorsman. I mean, you cannot. You fall in there. You got to know what you're doing. So you just can't. But if you're like an avid, medium to advanced. Sorry, I'm stuttering today. Medium to advanced canoer, you could go up there no problem. It's not a rough river that I know of. Like any of the parts I've seen, it's very consistent. It gets real deep in some spots. I'm sure there's got to be some like world record trout in there, because it just doesn't get. No one comes up here. You can't really, you know what I mean? It's all like, this is like a farm. Sort of. The donkeys. Like the big donkeys, I think. You go in there, you're going to get your head blown off. That's not true. I mean, you're going to get greeted like with what the heck. I mean, why would you? There's no reason to be pulling into someone's house unless you know out here. But people in Colorado in general are pretty cool. I don't think I've ever had it, like a real problem with someone in Colorado that I can remember. Like even if it was like briefly. Oh. Like everyone's pretty cool. There's no stress out here. The only stress, I mean, it's like, where do you get milk? I guess those cows over there. I mean, I don't think these people, you got to do like a huge shopping every time you go. Because I know out of my head, it would be Craig, Colorado would be the closest place. And so it's like a 45-minute drive from here. This is a good example of how remote some places are in Colorado. I've been on this road for, 5 miles or so, and I had a sign that said, so my next turn, which might not even be civilization, is 34 miles. So I have 34 miles of this. I do this because I want you to see how pretty it is. See how the river's all cut through. But also because people, you see things that we didn't think is there because our eyes tell us it's not. Think about that. It's a crazy thing. Everybody knows it's real. Regular people just like to call them ghosts. Everybody knows. People are just very confused. They have no idea who they are. That's the funny thing about people. They establish these identities, I think, that really are, I don't know, it's not, I don't want to say anything wrong. Who's that out there? There's like a tower out there. It's hard when we're on 65. That interests me when I see things like that in the middle of nowhere. What is that? Could be like a hunting thing, but I don't know. It's pretty big. Maybe you guys can tell. There is a road that goes out that way. Just want to see, want to see what we see. I can't leave music on. That's the hard part. I wouldn't mind having just like tunes like this. Maybe not that song, but this also saves people like people like, I was going to go through Colorado, but that video was good enough. Thanks. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you can kind of be there without having to deal with it. That's the beauty of video. I mean, I love it, but at the same time, I'm not really a traveler. I have ADD. I just want to go. Just want to be there. On a bike is a little bit different out here. This is the ultimate riding experience. Not necessarily exactly here, but just out here somewhere. Drive out here, go to Wyoming, Oregon, stay away from California. There's some great rides in California, but you just deal with, there's going to be people. You have someone in front of you, behind you, ahead of you. Like when you're on a motorcycle, no one comes up behind me, first of all, but if they did, it would be weird. And it's just nice to not have to worry about it. Like you could just go 5 miles an hour right now. No one's going to come catch up to you, especially after you've been driving 70 for 20 miles or 80. I mean, you got all the time in the world. You could just hang out. I've met coyotes that way. Just standing right in the middle of the road. I'm coming up on a motorcycle. I'm like, I figured he's going to move by the time I get there. I just pull up right next to him. I swear. He's like standing basically like on the yellow line. And I just pull up like right here. And like, what are you doing? And he's looking at me now that their ears go. Like a dog's ear kind of pops up. Like he's trying to figure out what you're saying. He's looking at me like, like he's been talked to before. And he just is listening to me. He has no interest in leaving or anything. I think he wanted to see if I could give him some food. And then a car started coming from behind us. So I was like, go, you gotta go. And then he just left. It was so weird. What is that? It's not. They're drilling something. It can't be oil. Look. I see those in Texas. What is that, Neil? Aren't those just independent, like, test things? You see, it's right here on this like, Petroglyph type stuff. They call them, like, the Petroglyph Mountains. Pretty amazing. You go up to them, and then it's just a bunch of hidden surprises. It doesn't look like much from a distance.
You don't even know why you turned that way, but it was like she took the air out the room when she walked through.
You go, girlfriend. I'm just sitting with their channels and I hear her. I'm like, what the? How do you end up talking like that?
They looked like their feet was going over on top of each other, like pink.
It's not. See, you think it's
like the Spike Lee.
Yeah, beautiful.
Spike Lee.
It's not a black thing.
Like
It is. Look at the mound on top.
I would be able to say
It's not an accident.
And if it's not, then that's somebody that walked just.
If it's not, like it's like she's a ghetto. She wants you to know she's from the streets. She's been through it. It's like, but there's a lot of white people that talk like that too. It's like there's like certain areas. It's not a. I know more black people talk like that than white people, but you have plenty of white people, and the black people get pissed. Black people get mad when they see the white people trying to be like them. I don't know why. It is funny. Like they shouldn't get upset though. It's like it should be a compliment. We can't please everyone, I guess. But if white people want to act like you should be. It shows you it's the opposite of racism. They want to be like you, and it's cool.
Yeah. So if that would be the most memorable, that would be it, probably.
You ever watch somebody walk and
I mean, think about if I took her to the Petroglyphs, she would lose her mind. I'm just waiting till the day that the UFO is right there and I can just film it for you.
Those stories with us. You're the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Robin.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Lala. I love the name.
Thank you,
I love the
guys.
name Lala. It's such a great.
Finally, civilization in sight. I mean, it's a bug out there by yourself. That's why I don't recommend Howard Stern. Howard Stern has completely lost his mind in his old age. He's like a brainwashed nut job. It's absolutely insane how crazy he is. Now, old Howard Stern stuff is great. They still play it like they're playing it on 101 right now. It's funny, it's great, and now that he's old, he's like, you know, he went nuts. Don't like him anymore. His point of views are horrible. You know, not to mention he's just a disgusting, you know, religionless human being. But look at that pyramid. Aside from, believe me, that was something in the past, if not now, still. From that, you know, besides like the sexual stuff, there's funny things, you know, like you can get him. Sometimes it's funny. I'm not into this sex talk. It's so pathetic the way they talk about it. Look at that. What's going on there? Oh, sorry. I can't hold it. I gotta turn. Look at that. Sorry. Come on, let me get that on film. You guys, that's stacked up there. I swear. Look at the other rocks just sitting up in the air. Right there. I hope we could see that. I couldn't really watch I couldn't watch the camera. That was interesting. And you got a pyramid. I should be coming into Meeker. I'm about 11 miles, I think, give or take, out of Meeker. Oh, goodness. The sheriff just passed me. It's hard to recognize them because there are pickups here. They don't care. You just got to be cool. As long as you're cool, you're cool. There's something going on around here. Those rocks balanced. If you can see rocks, I don't care what the reason is. If there's rocks balancing and then you can look around, you see a pyramid, and everything else looks just incredibly insane. Look at that. Something's going on back there. You just got, that looks like where we go in by Loveland. Right up there, that's something special out there. Do you go up there and look? You can. I know what I'm going to find most likely. You would do it to hopefully get some experiences. But I have spots I go to for that. That was a rock that hit my windshield. This is 72 miles an hour or something. That's like that. That's where I'm going. It's about, it's 9 miles away. So that gives you an idea. That's 9 miles down there. Not out there, but right down there on the other side of those power lines. Look how unique everything is. Like, I swear all that dirt came out of the ground. That's what I think. Look, a long time ago. Like, it's not miners, that's like enough dirt for a city. And I see that where there's piles of soft dirt from, I don't know, it's hard to measure 100 years ago, maybe. A couple hundred years ago, and it's like it's the dirt from. It happened right across the street from where I live. You can see these piles like of dirt. Nothing grows out of them or anything. There's another one right there. Nothing ever grows. Because it's stuff from the ground. There's no nutrients in it. I'm telling you, those are inside caverns. Just blatant. People don't know. There's another one over there. That material has no reason to be there. It's crazy. There's so much that we don't know. And if you don't believe that, stick around. As soon as I think I'm hung up, I'll let you know, I promise. People might still tell me, like, listen, we just think you are, we want you to keep going. I'm going to leave it up to people at some point. Like, look, if I got to that, I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see what happens this summer. I really don't think so. There's only so much I can handle of this. You know, this is a wintertime thing for me. But I got to go back into the forest, you know. It's so hard. Like, not all of Colorado has those forests. It's very difficult to find. Because it's hot here. Look at that. It's really hot here in the summer. It's 40 here right now. And it's almost February. It has has snowed once. It's about, I think it's maybe 4 inches. There we go. There was lights flashing down there. Oh, there is. Not a cop. Look at this, you guys. That's the kind of the views I can get from when I get to the top where those quartz, the quartz place is, where me and Callie go. Those unbelievable structures in the quartz mine. I call it the quartz mine. Where they literally seem to be taking pieces of quartz. That's what it sort of looks like. We're in the forest there. They don't have those kind of trees, but when we look out in the forest into the distance, that's kind of what it looks like. No pine trees here. No big trees. Nice place. That's a trailer. I wouldn't live in a trailer. It's like I don't really want to either. But at the same time, so you're above it. Let me get this straight. You're too good to live in a trailer. That guy can make $200,000 a year. You know, out here it's different. It's very judgmental in the East Coast like that. Out here, it's no one would ever judge you like that. I mean, not like back home. You know, you hear like trailer trash, things like that. I mean, these people don't talk like that. This is the real world, not New York and New Jersey, where everyone's insane. Except whoever just heard me say that from New York or New Jersey. I'm excluding you guys. You know what I mean. They know what I mean. That's the funny thing. Anyone from New Jersey that's hearing my voice right now, there's someone, I know that. It's at least Diesel and maybe someone else at some point later this and will agree with that. They know exactly what I'm like.
This beat.
Are you serious?
I've been Italian for 2 years.
Did you guys see that back there? Some of the rock stacks are amazing. They'll come right down. And the people just don't notice. Or if they did, they don't, it doesn't process. They don't think there's something out there that would do that. And meanwhile, they live right among us. No, it's the opposite. we live among them. What is that? There's like this really crazy bright light out there. Can you even see it? Why isn't it coming up on the camera? Let's see what's up.